Internet. So a while back, there was this English woman, and she was an insanely talented writer. But people thought, frankly, she was a little nuts for wanting to be a novelist. I mean, it's not exactly like it's the most financially stable or surest of paths. But that didn't matter to her. She wrote anyway. Not just one story, but a couple amazing stories. Really incredible books that have rocked the world. And that's what this video is about. It's celebrating the fact that January 28th, 2013 is the 200th anniversary of the publication of Jane Austen's Pride and Prejudice. What, did you think I was talking about J.K. Rowling and Harry Potter? Well, I mean, I guess the two women's lives do have some parallels. But anyway, back to the point. Jane Austen's Pride and Prejudice is widely considered one of the most notable and influential and important novels ever written, of all time, ever. The reason that it's taught in high school and university classrooms today isn't because your teachers are trying to bore you or torture you with some inane novel from the past, because what could anyone possibly have to say from 200 years ago that's still relevant? The answer? All of it. It's so incredibly connected to our lives today. Even though 2 centuries is an awfully long time, it's like that saying goes, the more things change, the more they stay the same. Pride and Prejudice is an incredible example of exploring humans and how we interact and connect with each other. The story, it's all about relationships. Siblings, friends, with your parents, with your enemies, with your romantic possibilities. If it wasn't a story that people connected with, we wouldn't keep having adaptations and retellings of it all over the place. I love the original, but my personal favorites of these spin-offs include the Jane Austen Book Club, Austenland, the 2005 movie version, and of course the Lizzie Bennet Diaries here on YouTube. This is a story that just hasn't had a huge worldwide cultural relevance, but it's also personally important to me. Elizabeth is not a perfect person. She makes snap judgments about people, and it takes a long time before she can break them down. But she does, and she cares so deeply about her family. Elizabeth Bennet is smart, and granted, sometimes a bit of a smart mouth, but if she can learn and grow and change, and even when it feels like the whole world is against her, she's still able to come out on top, well, if she can do it, then why can't I? That's something I connected with the first time I read it, and something I love rediscovering. And then, of course, you have to talk about Mr. Darcy. He's flawed, and that just made me like him more, because he felt real. Because Austen created a man who wasn't just some sparkly, perfect specimen. He had his flaws, but he did change. I really found it impressive that he was able to recognize his flaws and work so diligently to try to make things right. That's a trait that I think we can all appreciate no matter what year it is. To me, it really is a shame that Jane Austen didn't live long enough to see just how much her stories, this story in particular, would have an impact on the world. 3 years after Pride and Prejudice was published, Jane Austen passed away at the age of 41. I mean, just imagine if she could have known that her books would be continuously in print since 1833, and that Pride and Prejudice alone has sold over 20 million copies worldwide to date. So here's wishing this extraordinary novel a very happy 200th anniversary, and here's hoping that it will continue to inspire people for the years and centuries to come. All of my usual links are going to be down below, along with links to some of the adaptations I mentioned. That's it for me for now, Internet. Take care. Bye!